Hey Nadine, you there? I got up this morning expecting you to prepare breakfast. Wasn't it your day off today? Are you already out and about?
Excuse me? I'm out exactly because it's my day off. What are you talking about? With a brother who dropped out of high school, what do you expect, right? Always cooped up at home playing games.
Playing games and dropping out of school have no relevance.
I'm on a date with Mark today. Sorry, but make your own breakfast. Unlike my brother who works in that dirty factory, Mark works for a famous media company and makes the bucks to prove it. Not the pittance you make as a factory worker.
What kind of guy is this Mark? Is he the owner or one of the managers? What's up with the guy? All I heard is that he works at a media company, whatever that is. It seems everything is a media company these days.
His name is Mark Cooper. He's way over your head, Bill. It's no use explaining him to you. You'll just get bored. The only thing you need to know is that he's rich, good-looking, and takes wonderful care of me.
Yeah, well, that's all dandy and all, but just don't become someone that's only interested in money and prestige. You can't buy happiness, as they say. What's important is character and integrity. That's what matters most, not money and status. Just don't forget to look at the human side, both good and bad.
My brother talking about character and integrity? Please, give it a break. Not something I would hear from a high school dropout and factory worker. Talking about factory work, your business is taking a hit now, isn't it? I'm just so embarrassed that my big brother works at a factory. That factory is just a hindrance to society. That's all it is. It serves no purpose. Just get it over with and let it die.
Please don't say that. It makes me sad when you say that, Nadine. Don't forget that if not for that factory, you would not have been able to go to college. Mom and Dad worked their asses off to build and maintain this factory. It hurts me to hear you berating it. It really does. The factory sat right in our property, right outside our back door. It was like our playground back then. Have you forgotten the good times we had exploring every nook and cranny of that old factory? That place is chock full of old memories of our family. And to say you wanted to die just seems so heartless and cold.
Are you serious right now? Yeah, you put me through college, but after we lost Mom and Dad, putting your kid sister through college is what any brother would do. It's got nothing to do with that dirty old factory. It's a brother's obligation to his little sister. That's how I see it. Why should I feel a sense of obligation to you or to that factory? It just seems so outmoded.
Okay, I get it. No use trying to talk to you. I give up.
As long as you get the picture. Hey, Bill, guess what? Mark just proposed to me. The day I was waiting for.
Pardon me? Really? That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, about the factory, could you demolish that piece of dilapidated junk before my wedding?
Say again?
And as for you, as my big brother, I want you to find a proper white-collar job, preferably in the media world. Look what's at stake here. I'm going to be the wife of a media corporation executive, one of the biggest employers around here. I'm going to be the wife of a prestigious guy. I need to keep up appearances, you know. I can't very well say that the old derelict factory is my home. The house is a piece of crap, but it's better than that old dump. Just get it over with and tear down the whole mess. You can use your part of the money to move away and start a new life. Do what you want to do.
You have such a wonderful personality, Nadine. I don't envy your future husband. He's got a handful to look forward to.
What the hell are you talking about? Just raise the place, would you? And good riddance.
You just won't let this go, will you? You really want the place demolished, huh? Okay then.
Okay, so we're done, right? We cut all family ties.
It's more complicated than that.
What do you mean?
You're forgetting one thing. I employ a bunch of staff. I can't just fire them and be done with it. Some have worked there before I was even born. They're more like family. It's not as easy as just pulling the plug.
You're not serious.
Hello, this is Mark Cooper. Thanks for coming to the wedding. I guess that makes you my brother-in-law.
Oh, hey Mark. Thanks for inviting me. It was a wonderful wedding.
I can call you Bill, right?
Of course, you're like 3 months older than me, so you're like a big brother to me. Call me Bill or Billy, whichever you prefer, or even William, if you want.
I think Bill would be fine. That's what Nadine always calls you. Kinda used to it by now.
Sure, whatever is easier for you. And what can I do for you today?
Yes, actually, it's about business. I wanted to get your advice on a matter that I've been contemplating.
A business matter, really?
Yes, I was thinking of providing financial support for your factory.
Really? You mean you want to invest in the factory? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm going to get right to the point, but the factory is not doing well. Financially, I mean.
Well, it's been doing okay.
I'm really sorry to be so blunt about it all, but it's a small community around here. We're not in the same business, but it's business nevertheless, and I tend to get wind of things. I'm sure you can imagine.
Yes, I suppose.
Is it okay if I ask a little bit about the situation with the factory at the moment?
Sure, this factory was built by my father. My mother helped with the administrative stuff, but my parents passed away in a car accident when I was in high school. My sister Nadine was only a kid then, and we had no other income other than the factory, so we had to make it work. As I was just a kid, we had a relative run of the place until I graduated from high school, but I couldn't very well take over the factory as I had no real experience. So I worked as one of the factory employees, and when I turned 25, I was able to take over as the president. Maybe I just didn't have the organizational skills to make the business work. After my folks died, the business continued on a downward trend. Years later, we were just not able to make things work. And what's more, our top skilled worker will be retiring in a year. He's been with the factory since its conception. So I figured it was about time to pack up.
I see. Thanks for telling me. This is just a suggestion, but this may be the right time. What do you say if we bought your factory? You can continue business as usual, no need to fire anybody. Just think of it as a new business venture. Everyone can continue as before. What do you say? As a business investment, we plan to incorporate new machines and equipment and also expand the overall operation. There may be a possibility of moving it to a more spacious location, just so you know.
That's the best thing I've heard in years. Are you sure about this? Are you just doing this because I'm Nadine's brother? If that's the case, please don't go out of your way. It's not worth it.
I would be lying if I said that wasn't true, but the timing was just right, to be honest. Our corporation was in need of a factory, the kind of products you're working on, but it is personal in a way of paying you back, I suppose.
Pay me back? What do you mean?
To be honest, you may not remember this, but you saved my life once. I'm sure you don't remember. It was 20 years ago. Do you recall rescuing a kid who almost got run over by a car out over by the main highway?
You're kidding me, right? That was you?
That's right. Bet you thought I was a much younger kid. I got that a lot back then.
Yeah, not making fun of you or anything, but yeah, I thought you were younger.
Yeah, I was pretty small for my age. It was only in high school that I shot up in height and filled in. LOL.
I see. I had no idea.
Actually, I didn't know that you were the guy who saved my life. It was only after the wedding that I realized who you were. During the reception, you took off your jacket and rolled up your sleeves. That's when I saw that scar on your arm. I remembered that scar you got from rescuing me. I talked to some people that were there that day and did a little checking up on my own and confirmed that it was really you.
I see. What a coincidence, to say the least.
If you had not rescued me back then, well, I wouldn't be here today. I don't know how to thank you. I owe you my life.
I'm just glad you're okay. It seems you did well.
At the time, in all the panic and all, I wasn't able to get your name. I was hoping I would run into you one of these days. Who would have thought you, the guy who saved my life, would be Nadine's brother? What a twist of fate.
Yeah, I'm still in a daze. How could this be?
So, back to what we were talking about, this investment. The timing was just right. I would appreciate if you'd accept my proposal, as a business investment and as a way for me to show my appreciation for saving my life.
Mark, I really don't know what to say, but thank you so much.
Hey, Mark, pick up. What's this all about? Why'd you go out of your way to help that old beat-up factory? You didn't have to do that.
What do you mean, beat up factory? It's owned by your family, for God's sake. A little too disrespectful, don't you think? Anyways, this is a sound business investment, nothing more.
A sound investment? Are you kidding me? You're throwing your money away. Why invest in that broken-down factory? It'll just drain you of funds. It's our money. Please, don't throw it away. You still have time to pull out. Use those funds for me. Take me on a trip to Paris instead.
Nadine, am I hearing you right? Your brother put his blood and tears into that factory. I hate to hear you belittle the place. You're well aware of how much your brother put into the place all these years. Your folks and your brother worked hard at that very factory to put you through college. Have you forgotten that? And what's more, your brother Bill saved my life a long time ago. I owe him.
That has nothing to do with me. Nothing's changed. It makes no difference.
Makes no difference? Seriously?
All I care about is that we got married, and I just want to be happy. That's all. I don't need all the rest of that crap. Now that you're married to me, you should focus your attention toward me and nobody else. Forget that dirty old factory. To be honest, I feel totally embarrassed by the fact that this dilapidated old factory is part of my family. I want nothing to do with it. Now that you've invested in it, maybe it would be a good opportunity to just demolish it for good. And what's more, unlike you and me, who graduated from college, my brother is a high school dropout. I think we should just cut all ties with him and his factory and go on with our lives. All that place does is invite bad luck.
I see. You know what, Nadine? I was always a little uneasy about some of the remarks you've made and your occasional attitude towards others. I can take what you just said as how you truly feel. Is that it?
I'm so happy that you see it my way. I knew you'd come around.
That only means one thing. I think we should get divorced.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I said I decided to divorce you. You should be ashamed of yourself for having such animosity towards your brother in that factory. I'll repeat this one more time. Bill saved my life. I would not be here talking to you if it wasn't for him. If you can't understand that, well, I can't live with someone like that. I'm sorry.
Mark, are you being serious right now? This is just one big joke, right? Are you ranking me or something? Who's behind this? My brother, I bet. I mean, we love each other. We just got married. How could we get divorced so soon? Nobody gets divorced about something so trivial.
It's not trivial, and no, I'm not joking. I did think I loved you once, but it was all just an illusion. After what you said, I came to my senses. You don't love me for who I am. You only wanted me because of my money and status. I realize that now.
That's not true. I love you. I really do. Please believe me.
You really expect me to believe you after all that? Goodbye, Nadine. It was nice knowing you.
Bill, are you there? I just talked to Mark. He said he wants to divorce me. What did you say to him? Please help me out here, would you? He told me you saved his life long time ago. He owes you. That means if you ask him to do something, he has to comply, right? Could you please contact him and tell him? No, demand that he not make your sister cry and not go through with the divorce. You have to do that for me, Bill. Bill, are you there? Say something, would you?
Nadine, I thought you contacted me about... Sorry, but I have no intention of helping you out.
Excuse me, why not?
You said some terrible stuff about me and about Mark. You wanted to cut all family ties with me. Just disappear somewhere is what you said. You do remember that, right? That means I'm not your brother any longer. At least that's how I took it. Am I wrong, Nadine?
Bill, what are you saying? Are you going to abandon your only sister? Why do you dislike me so much?
It's not that I dislike you, Nadine. The fact is, I'm no longer your brother. That's what you said. So you're no longer my little sister.
How can you say that, Bill?
Just think back on what you said. The answer's right there.
I'm the victim here. I did nothing wrong. All I wanted was to be happy.
If you think that's the way to become happy, I'm afraid you'll never find happiness, Nadine. You can be sure of that.
How could you say that?
You have this uncanny ability to disregard other people's feelings and desires, but have a sharp focus on your own happiness and well-being. You don't have what it takes to really love someone or to be loved by someone. It's all just superficial to you. You have no idea what it takes to love or be loved. You don't even try.
How can you say that? Mark loves me. That's proof in itself.
Oh yeah? Then why does he want a divorce?
It's just a friendly husband and wife spat.
No, it was because you said some callous and insensitive things to him, that's why. It's because you only took from him, never gave. There was no love there. All you wanted was money and prestige. You weren't able to provide him with what's really important.
But how could you? I was only trying to...
That's it in a nutshell. You weren't able to give or receive love, that's all. That's why he wants the divorce. He felt no affection from you.
But, Bill, you have to.
I'm done here. There's nothing for me to say.
Please, don't end it here. Please, Bill, forgive me. Give me another chance.
Sorry, but I'm going to activate the block function. Goodbye, Nadine.
Bill, please.
After that long conversation, she came to the house dragging a shitload of luggage. She stood outside our home for like 15 minutes, constantly ringing the doorbell. My neighbor came out to check on her because of all the ruckus she was making. He told her I had moved away due to the relocation of the new factory. I only moved about 15 minutes away to a temporary apartment, but I guess Nadine thought I had moved far away and simply gave up. After the divorce went through, she went about trying to find another rich guy to marry and eventually found a guy, but he turned out to be married. But knowing Nadine, that didn't stop her, which as you can imagine did not end well. The wife apparently sued for damages, leaving her with considerable debt. But she couldn't change her spendthrift ways and ended up with more financial obligations. Last I heard, she was working as a hostess at a downtown club to make ends meet. Not the life she had dreamed of, quite the opposite.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, sis. It's been a while. How've you been? Hey, Erica. Didn't expect to hear from you. What's up? Just want to let you know I'm getting married pretty soon. Seriously? Who's the lucky, or maybe I should say unlucky guy? You remember Paul? I introduced him to you some time back. Yeah, that Paul. Your boyfriend from way back. That Paul? Yeah, that very same Paul. The one I dated in high school. You're not serious? Do you really want to get married to that guy? How could you say that? Paul's not the old high school boy you knew back then. He's the president of a major IT firm now. You're kidding, right? That brainbox Paul, a president? Give me a break. How could you marry that alpha geek? Would you stop calling him a geek? He's way different now. I can't help it. He was always such a weenie. cheap clothes, real bad taste. That's all just superficial. You say he's a president of an IT company? And maybe he should dress a little better, play the part. You know what I mean. He should at least wear a suit to the office. The guy looks like some freelance at a mom and pop store. I don't know where you get your information, Carol. If you had checked it out in detail, you'll know that his company is full remote. There is no traditional office. Nobody commutes, so all employees dress as they please. Anyway, Paul was never concerned about fashion. As long as he's healthy and squeaky clean, who's to complain? Besides, Paul is someone who is respected and admired. Come on, Erica. Don't make me laugh. Compared to him, take a look at my hubby. He works at a major corporation with annual income of over $150,000. Now that's something to be respected and admired. For good measure, he's super handsome and buys me anything I want. Do you always have to make comparisons? It's really annoying. For you, your husband is probably the best in the world, and for me, Paul is #1, but... Yeah, you'd say he's your #1, but you really didn't have any other options, right? Besides, compared to me, I'm more of a woman than you. No guy would give you a second look, so you had no other choice but to pick this geek. I feel sorry for your little sister. You got it all wrong, Carol. I'm marrying him because I love him. Always have, ever since high school. Do you really love this guy? Sounds more like he talked you into it. Programmed you as if you were a computer. I pity you, Erica. To be duped into marrying this tech guru or whatever you think he is. No need to pity me. I'm very happy just being around him. Sounds like you're already landed in Glumsville. Open your eyes, Erica, before it's too late. You really never change, sis. You never take the time to see my side of the story, or show any concern for how I feel. It's just that I can't wrap my head around why you would marry some freelancer. Like I keep saying, he's not a freelancer. He's the president of an IT company. Anyway, once we set the date for the wedding, I'll let you know. See ya. Are you really going through with this, Erica? Really hooking up with that teleworker? Are you still harping on about that? It's our wedding day. Can't you be a little more respectful? That's exactly why I'm saying this now. I can't believe you're really going to tie the knot with that Poindexter. How many times do I have to keep repeating myself? He's the president of an IT firm. A lot of people admire him. Many of them are here today. No use trying to sugarcoat this whole mess of a wedding. The guy can't even buy proper clothes. Just your sorry-ass teleworker, freelancer, whatever you want to call him. Just not IT president. As a relative, this is really embarrassing. I just wish you would just put the kibosh on it. Paul just isn't the type to waste money on clothes, and he has zero interest in brands. How many times do I have to keep repeating myself? Some people have money but opt not to use it on such frivolous things. Can't you get that through your head? All you're doing is trying to convince yourself that you're making the right decision by candy coating everything to suit your agenda. I bet in reality you're in debt, worried about what the future holds, on the verge of tears. Am I right? Wait, back up. What's this about debt? I don't have any debt. We paid for the whole wedding in cash, and we already picked out our new home. Then why are you guys having the wedding at this shoddy wedding hall? If he's this super duper IT president that's admired by all, he would arrange for a real elaborate wedding, like at the Hilton downtown. What it all boils down to is that he could only afford to have it here at this ritzy little wedding venue. We checked a lot of places out, but in the end we picked this place because it was serene and beautiful. A friend of ours had a wedding here a few years ago and we fell in love with it. That's why we decided on this place. Such a nice little story. Please, stop with the sarcasm, would you? I also hear that your husband was saying the same thing to Paul the other day. What's with you guys? Can't you accept how other people live? You've been acting this way all month, and then on the day of the wedding, you up the ante and start trash-talking us, that we're in debt, and that he's a no-good teleworker? I'm sick of it, to be honest. What I'm trying to tell you is for your own good. Nothing good will come of marrying a freelancer. Not that again. I'm sick of repeating myself. I gave you his business card, didn't I? His name's on it, the company name, everything, and you're still unconvinced. Has your brain been scrambled? It is kind of hot today. Anybody can print up business cards, and besides, I never even heard of that company. I just got to the wedding hall. Have to cut this short. Talk to you later. Could you at least keep your mouth shut during the wedding? Blab all you want once it's over, but please, cut the cackle until it's over. You can do that, right? Hey, Erica, maybe it would be better if you canceled the wedding. Say again? The wedding starts in 10 minutes. What are you up to now? Everyone's all seated now, expecting the whole thing to start. I already announced to everyone that you're marrying a penniless freelancer geek, and that this wedding is drenched in debt. I warned them that they'll come crying to everyone afterwards for handouts. So better to skip this little celebration. Hold it 1 second, Carol. I did it for your own good, Erica. I know you'll live to regret it, and plus, it's a total disgrace for the entire family. If I didn't warn them and put a stop to this, I figured you wouldn't wake up from this happy valley you seem to be stuck in. The wedding starts in 5 minutes. I won't be attending, by the way. I don't want to contribute money to paying off your debts. Is that so? Alright, I'll have you and your husband's seats removed. I'll let you in on a little secret. We're actually right outside the wedding hall right now. We just had to witness all those guests pouring out of the hall. It's gonna be one for the books. Whoever had a wedding with 0 guests. I warned you plenty, Erica. See ya. Erica, are you seeing this? I never expect this to happen. What am I going to do? Yeah, I heard you really pissed off one of Paul's major clients, the president of Apex Incorporated. Your husband works there, doesn't he? You guys came rushing into the chapel right in the midst of our wedding vows. I can't remember the last time I was so embarrassed. Could you talk to him? Tell him it was just a simple misunderstanding? I can't do that. You guys dug your own grave. You guys were totally out of line with him and getting kicked out of the wedding hall, trying to ruin our wedding. A self-inflicted death spiral if there ever was one. You really expect me to dig you guys out? You're barking up the wrong tree. But please, I need your help here, Erica. Please. If you don't help me, my husband's position at the company will be in jeopardy. He may even get fired. Apex Incorporated means everything to us. He was on course to become the next project manager. His entire career is at risk. This whole mess will turn our life upside down. Like I said, you guys signed your own death warrant. There's nothing I can do about it. There's plenty you can do. You're my little sister. You have an obligation to help me. As family, we are honor-bound to help each other. Wait, what? Did you just use the word family? Do you really consider me family? You've always treated me with disdain, always berating me, calling Paul a freelancer, debt-ridden, and you try to ruin our wedding. And now you come crying to me for help because we're family? Spare me. Please, don't say that. I consider us family. I was only trying to help you. Trying to help me, really? That's right. We did all that because we were concerned for your future. But I never expected the president of Apex Incorporated to be there. How does Paul even know the guy, for Pete's sake? By the way, what did you even say to the president? Uh-huh. Well, it was... Come on, tell me. What was it that pissed him off so much? It was about... I was only trying to... That bad, huh? That you can't even tell me. I just told him Paul was a freelancer, a teleworker. Apparently he arrived late, and so I saw him at the entrance and stopped him. I warned him not to attend the wedding, that Paul was a mere freelance worker, that he was heavily in debt. Why the hell did you tell him that? But I was trying to... How many times have I told you that Paul is the president of an IT company? I thought all that was BS. I showed you his business card, had the company name on it, and you still didn't believe me. He just laughed it off, so I accused him of being in the same league as Paul, and that he must be a freelancer geek like him. That seemed to piss him off. That's when my husband came out of the bathroom and saw the president of Apex Incorporated standing there, red-faced. My husband was speechless, as you can imagine. He immediately reprimanded me for angering the president of his company. And then what happened? My husband got down on his hands and knees to apologize, saying it was all a mistake. He pulled me down and forced me to beg for his forgiveness. And what happened next? He then turned to us and demanded that we apologize to you and Paul. And then... we were going to apologize and burst into the chapel, and that's when we got kicked out. Who wouldn't kick you guys out? Barging in like that? Stumbling over the pews? What a total mess you guys made! Why couldn't you just wait until the ceremony was over or after the reception? Why then and there? I can't comprehend your actions. Could you please put in a good word? Please? I suggest you figure it out yourself. How are we supposed to figure it out ourselves? He said he didn't even want to see our faces anymore. Only way to contact them is at the office. We never got his personal info. Your husband works there. Go through the proper channels, make an appointment for a meeting. Just don't drag up into a mess. Like I keep saying, you're my sister, for God's sake. Have a little compassion. We're family, we need to stick together. We're duty-bound as family to help each other when in need. Alright, if that's your thinking, let me ask you this. When was the last time you helped me when I was in need? There were plenty of instances. Really? Okay, name one. And I want the details. There was the time, Can't remember, huh? You've always been like that. If you didn't get your way, you got all mopey and ill-tempered. But whenever I was in dire circumstances, you just sat back and snickered as if you were enjoying yourself. That's not true at all. I'll be sure to help you the next time you're in trouble. I think I'm officially getting dizzy. Let's cut this short. Goodbye. Excuse me? What? You can't cut me off. We're not finished. Erica, you can't leave me hanging. Growing up, my folks were always so busy. They left us to my grandma. She was the one who brought us up. After she passed, my folks just provided monetary support, never really interfered in our personal affairs. We were basically left on our own. That is, when things got tricky, there was no adult supervision. Either we keep things in check or do whatever we wanted. My sister seemed to have picked the latter. Maybe that's why she ended up being such a malicious woman. But then she married a like-minded guy. A double whammy if there ever was one. But these two eventually got divorced. Apparently, that incident was the talk of the office for months afterwards. It was apparently hard for him to remain at the company, and as a result, he eventually retired. He blamed my sister for it all. Of course, these people always find a victim. They themselves are never in the wrong. My sister had been a housewife all these years and never really gained any useful skills. So, what did she do? She began trying to seduce my husband, Paul. My father finally had enough of her nonsense and dumped her in some institution. I'm not sure what kind of institution, and I don't want to know. That was the last I heard from her, and I hope it's the last.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Natasha? I really have to talk to you about something. If you see these messages, please get back to me. It's really serious. I heard that you were going to be quitting your job at my dad's company. Is that really true? I guess this means that I finally won't have to look at your ugly face anymore, you poor little orphan.
Bianca, it is just so lovely to hear from you too.
It's not like everyone didn't already hate you at the office, though. I bet everyone will be so happy to see you gone.
Well, this is the first that I'm hearing about losing my job, actually. I assume this has something to do with those documents that were causing so much trouble earlier, though, right?
Oh, you mean I'm the one getting to break the news to you? This makes it even better. Consider this your notice that you're going to be kicked out and left jobless. You really should have been more responsible with your work laptop, you know. I mean, sending customers those weird emails, what else did you think was going to happen? And the way you let the fountain pen that your parents got you so ruined that you had to throw it away? You really aren't a responsible person, now are you? Oh, wait a second, I just forgot. I was the one who made all of that happen.
I don't get it, Bianca. Why would you want to do something like this to me?
Because you're nothing but a pathetic little orphan, and even just seeing your face was enough to ruin my whole day.
I really don't think that that's a good reason to have done any of that personally.
Well, I don't care what you think, since my plan worked, and now you're going to be out of here forever. Back to the streets with you, you little urchin.
Wait a second. I think I know what this is about now. You do know that I'm not actually being fired, right?
What are you talking about? I heard that you're going to be leaving the office. It has to be because of all my scheming that I did to ruin your life and career, right?
No, sorry. I'm leaving the office, but it's only because I got a better offer from a different company. I'm leaving to a new office where I'm starting a new job. I'll be out of your hair by the next week, though. Don't worry.
Wait, I don't understand. You're not actually serious about this, are you?
Yep, totally serious. Anyways, if this is all that you wanted to talk to me about, I hope I've cleared up any misunderstandings you might have had. I have to keep packing up my stuff, so I'm gonna need to go now.
Hold on a second. What? This can't be happening. I refuse to believe it. You mean to tell me that some pathetic little orphan like you was offered a better job than my dad's company was offering? You won't get away with this, you little nobody. Run all you like, but you can't escape who you really are.
Hey Natasha, how have you been? I feel like it's been a while since I've heard from my long-lost sister.
Hey Sam, it's really nice to hear from you. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Just keeping on with the usual business. How are things going with you?
Well, actually, I have some really big news I wanted to share with you.
Oh, really? What could it be?
I'm gonna be getting married. Isn't that exciting? I'm so happy, and you're one of the first people that I've told.
Really? You're engaged? That's so exciting to hear. Congratulations. That's amazing news, Sam.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you're excited for me. I can't believe it's all really happening.
I just really can't believe that my tiny little brother is getting married. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye.
Tiny? Come on now, what's that about? I'm taller than you, you know? But then again, I guess I am 7 years younger than you, and I guess I do have to admit that I was always a shrimp until a couple years into high school when I shot up.
I'm sorry. It really was just a joke. I guess it's just that whenever I think of you, I can't help but remember you as my tiny baby brother that I had when we were in the orphanage.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, when you were 3 years old, you were adopted and got to leave the orphanage. That was the last time I saw you for a long, long time. Meanwhile, I was there until I turned 18 and graduated from high school. Then I was out on my own. I think that by the next time we met, you were in college doing an internship at the company that my husband owns. When he was telling me about some of the new interns that arrived, he mentioned your name and I realized that he was talking about you. I was so excited to finally get to meet you again. And when I finally saw you, you were all grown up. It still makes me really emotional to think about, actually.
Sis, I know we've been through a lot on our own, but I really am happy that we're back in each other's lives now.
Me too, Sam. So I take it that you've already told your parents about your engagement then, right?
Yeah, I sent them a voice message telling them the big news. They were really busy with a meeting or something and couldn't pick up the phone, but they said that they would start looking into wedding preparations.
And so, who is the lucky girl getting to marry my little brother? I would love to hear all about her. Where did you two meet? What's her job? What's her name?
Whoa, just hold on a second there. Let me send you a picture to start with, and we can take those questions one at a time.
Wait, this person is your fiance?
Yeah? Why? Is there something wrong with her? And what's up with that response?
This girl wouldn't happen to be named Bianca, would she?
Whoa, that was either an incredible guess or you must know her. I'm gonna guess that it's the latter though, right?
Yeah, I do know her, actually. She's the daughter of the company president at the last job that I had. I knew her the whole time that I was working there.
Whoa, what a small world. That's actually so crazy. Actually, Bianca and I have been friends for a really long time, and I've known her since elementary school. We've basically been together in some shape or form through all of our lives. Although, I never thought that we would actually end up together like a couple. Actually, if I'm being honest, it was our parents who arranged for us to get married.
Hold on a second. Your parents set you up with an arranged marriage?
I know that it's weird and super old-fashioned and all, but Bianca's family and my parents are all very rich, and I guess that's just how they wanted to do things. Besides, since Bianca and I were such close friends already, I guess it just made sense for them to push us together. I think that both sets of parents were worried about someone trying to marry their children just to get their hands on the family fortune, and this was their way of working around that.
I see. I guess when you have that much money, you can't just get married like normal people do. There's a lot more to take into account there.
But of course, it's not like Bianca and I haven't been dating at all before this. We've been together official for about a year now, and we also agreed that getting married to each other is something we want to do.
Right, well, as long as you're putting your emotions first in all this. After all, this is a really big life decision, and I just want to make sure that you're remembering to take into account your own feelings.
Of course, yeah. I know it's weird, but this really is something that I want to do. Also, both our families are going to be having dinner together soon, and my dad suggested that you come along since we're back in each other's lives now. I'll send you the details once they've all been worked out, but I'd love to see you there.
Right, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
Hello, Natasha. It was quite the surprise seeing you at the dinner table this evening.
Hi, Bianca. Yes, I very much felt the same way, to be honest. I mean, who would have guessed that you were Sam's older sister? Sometimes this world really is just too small, isn't it? Oh, I agree with you there big time. Here, I thought I'd put so much of my past behind me, and yet... Anyways, Sam and I have been in contact for some time and meet up every now and then. I take it that from now on, there might be other times where the three of us are together, so hopefully we can get along. If not for us, then for Sam's sake, right?
What the heck are you talking about? You think you're part of this marriage at all? You were left behind at the orphanage while your brother was adopted. You're not part of either of our families as far as I'm concerned. You're just a nobody. By the way, I also heard that you had an older brother. Is that right?
Yes, I do have an older brother. But when our parents died, he was already 18 and working, so he didn't go into the orphanage. And Sam was adopted out of there when he was just 3 years old. So I was the only one of my siblings in the orphanage until I turned 18 myself.
So even though all three of you are related by blood, you've basically gotten to spend no time with either of your brothers for most of your life, right? That means that you're no one to either of them. And it also means that you're not going to be invited to our wedding.
You can't be serious about this. That's just ridiculous, Bianca.
I'm sorry, but I just don't think we have room to let in strangers into our special day. The wedding is going to be all about Sam and I certainly don't want someone like you butting in and making a mess of things. Got it?
I wasn't going to butt into anything, Bianca, but I did really want to be there and get to watch my little brother get married.
And I'm telling you that just the thought of you being there makes me not want to have a wedding at all. So get it through your head now that this isn't going to happen. I simply refuse to have some little street urchin running around and ruining my wedding.
Bianca, I really think that you're taking this whole thing just a little bit too far right now.
And I don't think that I'm taking it far enough since you don't seem to be getting the message. I don't care if Sam begs you to be at the wedding. I want you to come up with some excuse for why you won't be there.
Hey sis, I just wanted to double check about the wedding. Are you really sure that you're not going to be able to make it no matter what? You know that it would really mean a lot if you could somehow fit it in your schedule.
I know, Sam. I really do wish that I could be there as well, trust me. But it's just that something's come up and I just really don't know if my husband and I are going to be able to make it there. I think it'll just be to trick with everything else that's been going on.
Well, I understand that you must be really busy, but can I at least ask what it is that's keeping you from coming?
Well, I suppose this is a good time as any to tell you that I've entered my second trimester.
Your second trimester? Are you trying to tell me that you're pregnant right now?
That's right. It's actually my second pregnancy, but yeah.
I had no idea. That's amazing. This is seriously huge news to me.
I really am sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just figured that you would be so busy with all the wedding stuff that I didn't want to burden you with anything else to think about until it was over.
Burden me? Are you kidding? I think this is fantastic news. I'm so happy for you, Nat. Well, then if you're dealing with that, I completely understand why you wouldn't be able to attend the wedding. I just wish that you would have told me sooner. But please, keep me updated about this, huh? I'm so excited to meet my new niece or nephew.
Of course, Sam. I'll be sure to do that, and thank you so much for understanding. I really appreciate it.
So I take it that you finally convinced Sam that you absolutely wouldn't be able to come to our wedding, right? But you know, I was thinking, I kind of wanted to see just what kind of place you lived in, since I heard you were having a kid. I expected some kind of rundown shack that was barely even standing, but I had no idea that you lived in a house this massive.
Bianca, I really would appreciate it if you stopped trying to bully me all the time. It is getting to be just a little old, and I have better things I should be worrying about.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? You have seriously got some nerve talking to me like that. Did you forget who I am and who you are?
Well, you started it, so I think it's more than fair that I ask you to stop. I mean, we're both adults, and I'd hope we just talk this out. But I know that it's you who's been coming to my house all the time and leaving all those creepy messages in my mailbox. Not only that, but you graffitied the fence I have around my house, too. What on earth prompted you to do that?
Like I said, you've got some real nerve trying to complain to me about that. Just who do you think you are being so poor and living in that house that huge? You think you're better than me just because you have such a nice place? Consider it my way of putting you back down where you belong.
Sorry, you committed vandalism because you're jealous of my house? Am I understanding that right?
It's all part of my grand plan to get you kicked out of the neighborhood. Soon there are going to be rumors flying around about why it's only your house that gets targeted, and then people are going to see you as a threat to the whole neighborhood.
I really don't think that's how this is going to work at all. If anything, you're just setting yourself up to get in some really big trouble.
Me? Get in trouble? Are you forgetting who my family is? Of course, I wouldn't expect a nobody like you to understand just who they're dealing with when it comes to me. You really must think the world revolves around you, though. If you think that anyone is going to care about what I do to your house, I can do whatever I want, and there's not a single thing you can do about it. Besides, you should be more concerned about your baby than your house. You need to be finding a new place to live soon, don't you think? Because I'm not going to stop until you move so far away that I won't ever have to think about you ever again. And don't even bother trying to tattle on me to Sam. I know that you don't have any proof, so there's no way that he would ever believe you.
I don't have any proof, you say? That's funny because my security camera I have around the house show quite clearly that it is you doing all of this.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I mean the cameras I have under the eaves of my house as well as the doorbell camera. They're all on automatic sensors and they pick up when someone steps on my property.
Hold on a second. You have cameras all over your house?
Did you really think that you were going to get away with all this so easily?
No, you have got to be kidding me.
Natasha, are you there? I just want to say that I'm so sorry.
Sam? Hey there. What is this about? What are you sorry for?
Well, I heard it all from my boss, your husband, that is. He told me that Bianca was coming to your guy's house and vandalizing it, and leaving creepy messages in your mailbox and doing all kinds of horrible things. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry for not knowing about this before, but also I wanted to tell you that the wedding is off.
You're canceling your wedding? Sam, are you sure about this?
Of course I am. I've talked to my parents as well as Bianca's, and we all agree that it's for the best. And if Bianca is trying to pin whatever happens for her next on you, just know that you don't have anything to do with it at all.
Natasha, get out here right now. Can't you hear me ringing your doorbell? Come out and face me like a woman right this instant. I am not going to leave until we've had a moment to talk face to face. I'm serious, Natasha. I can stand here all day long if you want me to. Get out here right now.
Oh, hey there, Bianca. What seems to be the problem?
You are going to come outside, and you and I are going to my wedding venue right now.
Sorry, what is this about? I think I'm a little confused.
Oh, shut up and come with me. I mean, please come with me to my wedding. I really want you to take me there.
Your wedding? I'm still just not getting it. Sorry.
Please, I'm begging you here.
I'm sorry, but you can ring the doorbell all you like. No one is going to come out. I'm at my in-laws' house right now, so...
You mean to tell me that you're not even home?
Yeah, I'm at my husband's parents' house right now. In fact, it was Sam who suggested that I go there to be safe from you for a while.
Tell me where they live. Tell me where you are right now. I'll go and see you there.
Bianca, I just thought you should know that I got a text from one of my neighbors. They said that there's a crazy lady in a wedding dress who's leaving her car idling in front of my house and screaming to herself. That wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Of course it's me. Who else would it be? Now tell me where you are.
Isn't it kind of difficult moving around in that big dress, though?
Just tell me where you are so that I can take you to my wedding. I'm not going to get married unless you're there. Now hurry up and tell me where you are.
Sorry, but Sam told me there wasn't even going to be a wedding.
Well, there will be if I have you to force Sam back together with me.
That makes me want to go with you even less, Bianca. Besides, I already know that your wedding plans are canceled, and that both your and Sam's parents know about that. So I don't really see what the point of going with you would even be if there isn't going to be a wedding.
There will be a wedding!
Do you know why your parents agreed to cancel the wedding?
What are you talking about?
Well, my husband signed a contract with your father's company, and now the two are very close business partners. So, when my husband threatened to end the deal because of what you were doing to us, your father immediately agreed to cancel the wedding. Otherwise, he would have lost some serious money.
No, that can't be right. You're lying to me!
Actually, there's one more thing. You remember that I have an older brother too, right? Well, he's actually the largest shareholder of your mom's cosmetics business. I actually didn't know about this until recently, but he also agreed to pull out his business if the wedding wasn't stopped.
So then, you mean that your husband and your brother also have connections with my family? That can't be right. What are the odds of that? And why are such huge shareholders in both my parents' companies? Are you really telling me that my whole family would be poor if I married Sam?
It certainly sounds that way, yes.
But that can't be right. You're a nobody. Just a street urchin.
I don't know why you think the circumstances of my birth should control how I live the rest of my life. That just doesn't make any sense at all. So, in the end, Sam and Bianca didn't end up getting married, and I had my second child without incident. As for Bianca, my husband sued her for all her vandalism and harassment. She was forced to pay a fine by the court to cover the cleaning cost, as well as make reparations for emotional damage. On top of that, both Sam and her parents agreed to make her pay for all the wedding plans which were canceled without refund. In the end, she had to pay a total of over $1 million, and instead of offering any help, Bianca's parents disinherited her. By the time this was all over, they only saw her as a huge liability to their fortunes. I hear that Bianca is trying to make it on her own now, but it'll be a long time before she truly understands what it means to earn her way through life.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good evening, Julia. I hope you're doing well. I had something that I needed to ask you about, so I'd appreciate it if you could give me just a moment of your time this evening.
Hello, Mary. It's nice to hear from you. It's been quite a while since we've last spoken. I honestly had forgotten you had my line account info.
A little birdie told me that you were going to that new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown this Saturday. Is that true?
I'm sorry. How did you hear about that?
My son Art heard about it from your boy Rick the other day.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Rick and Art are in the same class.
Ah, so it is true then.
Well, yes, we've been planning on it for weeks now. We're having a celebration for a family member, so we decided to have the whole family get together.
Oh, isn't that nice? And you're really going to that new place? I'm so jealous. I keep asking my husband to take me there, but he never does.
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty new, so it's no easy feat to get a reservation with them. I was surprised we were able to make ours.
Right, I heard they're fully booked for 1 month from now. So I hope you don't mind that we'll be tagging along.
Tagging along?
It's been so long since I've been to a good restaurant. I'm so excited. I'll be sure to save up my appetite. I might just skip lunch that day. Actually, I might skip breakfast too.
Mary.
What is it, Julia?
I'm not sure how to put this, but are you really trying to invite yourself to a celebration for my family?
Of course I am, dear.
Okay, so you were serious. I'm sorry, Mary, but like I said before, this is a private celebration for a family member, so only family members are coming. So, no, I'm afraid you're not gonna be able to join us.
What? Don't be ridiculous. Your son told my son about the party, didn't he? That's as good as an invitation in my book. Why else would he go out of his way to talk about it unless he was implying that we were invited too?
That's nothing even close to an invitation. Rick's just really excited about it, is all. He's been talking to all his friends about it for the last week or so. And in any case, I'm not sure how anyone could consider a conversation between two 5-year-old boys to have any sort of implied invitation, much less your whole family.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. At the very least, your son was gloating about how he was going to go to a fancy restaurant for a party, and that's incredibly rude. So to make up for your son's behavior, you're going to let us come with you, and that's final.
Mary, again, I'm sorry, but you're not coming to the dinner. This party was organized by my husband's family member. He's the one who's footing the bill for this whole thing. I can't go abusing his generosity by bringing along my son's friend's whole family, don't you see?
Don't think you can hide anything from me, Julia. This relative of yours, isn't he the CEO of the award-winning architectural design firm that just put up a brand new office building downtown?
How did you know that?
If I recall correctly, I believe he's your husband's uncle, isn't he? He and my father-in-law were classmates in college.
Ah, well, I guess it's a small world, huh?
That's not very many people in this city who have the money and influence to be able to get a reservation at that restaurant, much less be able to pay for a party for their whole family there.
You're quite the sleuth, aren't you?
And with how often our boys play together at school, we may not be officially related, but we're practically family, aren't we?
I'm not really sure what you mean.
And since we're practically family, then we have every right to join in family events.
That doesn't even make the slightest bit of sense.
We're looking forward to this Saturday. We'll be sure to be there at least 15 minutes before the reservation time so we can get started as soon as possible.
Mary, are you listening to me? I've told you time and time again. No, you may not come to the dinner. Hey, Henry, are you done at work yet? I need to talk to you as soon as possible. We've got a big problem on our hands.
Yeah, I just got finished a little bit ago. What's going on?
It's about the party on Saturday.
Ah, yeah, the Korean barbecue dinner my uncle's throwing for us. What about it? Uh-oh, did something come up? Are you not going to be able to make it anymore?
No, it's not that. It's something a million times worse than that.
Jeez, sounds really serious. What's the problem?
There's this woman, Mary. She's the mother of one of Rick's classmates, and she's bound and determined that she's going to join us at the party.
What? How did this happen? What made her think she can come?
She said that Rick was going around to the other kids at school, bragging that he was gonna get to eat at a fancy new restaurant. But when I asked Rick about it just now, he said that he had only told one person, a friend of his, that he was going to eat Korean barbecue on Saturday, and that he was really excited about it. He didn't tell Mary's son about it at all. He just happened to overhear the conversation. He went home and told his mom about it, and whether it was his lie or Mary's embellishment, I'm not sure. But, well, here we are.
I'm not sure I'm understanding this. How did that result in her thinking she could invite herself to our family's dinner?
I'm just as confused as you are. I have no idea what in the world is going on inside that head of hers. I'll show you our text conversation later. But she was jumping to conclusion after conclusion and using the most strained, bizarre explanations to justify it. I told her I forget how many times that she couldn't come, but she just ignored me and said, "See you Saturday," and that was the last message she sent me.
Wait a minute. I think I might know this woman you're talking about. You said her name was Mary, right? Is she Art's mom by any chance?
Yeah, she is, but how did you know about her?
How could I not? That woman is legendary. Everyone at that daycare knows about her. This isn't the first time she's tried to barge her way into other people's lives in order to get free food. She's a repeat offender. You wouldn't believe how many of the mothers have told me that she's invited them out to lunch, only to say, "Oops, I forgot my wallet." Then she asks them to pay with the promise that she'll pay it back, but never does. I also heard that she always takes an empty bowl with her when she goes to other people's houses, and after she leaves, they notice that a lot of their leftovers have mysteriously vanished.
Holy cow, what kind of person does that?
That's why she never gets invited to any of the mothers' group events at the school. All the other moms are sick and tired of her mooching off them constantly.
Geez, Henry, I didn't even know about all that. You sure know a lot about her.
Yeah, a coworker of mine told me the other day that Mary had been targeting his wife for the last several weeks until he put a stop to it. Once he caught on to her, he always made sure that he was in the room whenever Mary came over and talked to his wife. And eventually Mary realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with them anymore.
Oh, yikes! That's insane! I never really interacted with her very much before. I had no idea that's what she was like.
Well, now that you know, you need to watch your back too, Julia.
What do you mean?
What else? She's obviously chosen you as her next mark.
Oh no. This is terrible. What do you think I should do?
For the time being, the first thing we should do is tell Rick not to talk about the family dinner to anyone else at school from now on. You need to be careful too. Make sure you don't give out any specific details like where or when it's happening to anyone at the school. Actually, don't talk about it at all to anyone other than family.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, I'll take care of dropping Rick off and picking him up from school this week. It's actually great timing, since I was planning on working from home this week anyway.
Thanks a lot, Henry. I'm sorry that you have to do this because of me.
Hello, Julia. Today's finally the day of the big Korean barbecue dinner. I'm so excited. I'll be bringing my whole family along, so make sure you keep 5 seats open for us.
Mary, I distinctly remember telling you that you weren't allowed to come. There are no seats for you and your family. We've already given the restaurant a guest list, and we can't change it anymore.
Oh, that's no issue. Don't be ridiculous. All you need to do is call up the restaurant and ask for a few more seats. It's not like they're going to run out of meat or anything. Even if they did, they could just have a staff member go to the supermarket and pick up some more. Simple.
And what restaurant would that be?
Don't underestimate me, Julia. I know that you've been hiding from me this week. You're trying to keep me from finding out about where and when the dinner is, aren't you? You even went so far as having your husband take Rick to school to keep from seeing me. Didn't you? I saw right through your half-baked little scam. So you have to stop playing dumb. There's nothing you can do to stop me at this point, Julia. I know everything. As a matter of fact, we're already here. We got to the restaurant about 10 minutes ago. This really is a lovely place.
Wait, you are? That's...
I hope you don't mind that we start cooking the meat. My boys are starving. We went ahead and ordered 10 plates of the super premium course, so there might be some left for you if you get here in time.
Wow, that's very helpful of you.
I felt so great leaving the house without needing to worry about having enough cash on hand, or even remembering to bring my wallet at all. It's so nice of you to treat us to such a delicious meal. Oh, the waitress is coming back to the table. I'll go ahead and order another round of the super premium set. We've already eaten most of the first round. The smell of meat grilling really is the best.
Glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I forgot to get drinks. I need to call the waitress back. What kind of wine do you prefer, Julia? I've always wanted to try Dom Perignon. I think I'll go ahead and put a bottle on the tap. Oh, but I'd feel bad for my kids having to watch us have something so exquisite. I'll order another super premium course for them. They're growing boys after all. They'll have no trouble eating it at all. I'll let you know when the waitress comes around with a check, so be sure to have your credit card number handy. Julia, where in the world are you? We've been looking all around the restaurant for you and your family, but we can't find you anywhere. Are you in one of the private rooms? Oh well, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I know you're here anyway. Ah, Julia, this has been the best I've eaten in years. The rest of the family enjoyed it too. So much so that we ended up ordering 25 plates of the super premium course. I'm so stuffed. I couldn't eat another bite. It's getting too late. So we were just about to get back in the car and go home. Ah, yes. And the waitress just brought the check. The total came to $4,000. Be a dear and bring your credit card out to the front counter, would you?
You spent $4,000 on food for just your own family? Wait a minute. Let me see if I remember right. Art has 2 older brothers, right? So with you and your husband, that's 5 people, correct? You ate 25 orders worth of meat with only 5 people, including a 5-year-old?
Well, my 2 older boys are teenagers, you know. My oldest is on the football team. He's the star of the defensive line. And you know what they say, growing boys need their nutrition. And let me tell you, they got plenty of nutrition tonight. Thanks again for this wonderful dinner, Julia. So I'll be waiting for you at the counter like I said. I hope you have a high credit card limit. Julia, where are you? Answer me. I can't believe this. You're not at the restaurant? Then where on earth are you?
What is it, Mary?
Don't what is it me? You have to pay the check. Didn't you see my message? The total is $4,000. You need to come and pay it right now. But why aren't you at the restaurant? Where are you? What are you doing?
Restaurant? I'm sorry, Mary. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What restaurant are you referring to?
Now is not the time for games, Julia. This is serious. I know you got a reservation at the new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown. The super exclusive one? The one that your husband's rich uncle reserved for you for your party?
Mary, we're not at a restaurant. We're having a catered party at my husband's uncle's house.
You what? A catered party? They don't do catering. I've never heard of a Korean barbecue doing catering before.
Yeah, that's why I said I was surprised we could get a reservation. I guess he had to pull a few strings.
So you're not at the restaurant? For real?
No, we're not. What gave you the impression that we were?
But you said that you were going to have a party at an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant.
No, I said that we were going to have a party and that we were going to get meat from an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant. I never said that we were going to have a party at the restaurant. Weren't you listening?
But that's... what?
My husband's uncle has a vacation home down by the lake. It's really nice. Has its own private dock and everything. But anyway, he invited the whole family down to that lake house for the party. That's where we are right now.
Wait, then how are you?
And since we wanted to have a pleasant celebration where the whole family could relax and enjoy each other's company, he had the restaurant cater a party here rather than going to the restaurant to eat.
So, what about me? What am I supposed to do about this $4,000 bill they're asking me to pay? I would never have eaten this much if I thought I was going to have to pay for it. I thought you were paying for it.
Mary, I never once said that I was going to pay for your dinner. As a matter of fact, I explicitly said that you were not invited to the party.
But I told you that I was invited. I told you that I was invited, so I was invited, and that's all there is to it. I told you that you were paying, so you're paying, and that's final. And besides, what kind of cruel, heartless, unfeeling woman would pull a trick like this on a dear friend? I think I might have to tell the other mothers at school about your treachery. I'm sure they'd be all utterly appalled at your awful behavior. So this is your last warning. Get down here and pay the bill this instant.
Mary, I'm not sure how you got the impression that we're friends, but we're not. Not even close. We're barely even acquaintances.
Excuse me?
The only reason that I even gave you my contact info was because our kids were in the same class and we might need to contact each other in an emergency. It turns out that your Art and my Rick aren't even that good of friends. They barely ever play with each other. And furthermore, I've heard that you've been going around taking financial advantage of just about all of the other mothers in the class, and most of them have cut all contact with you. So do you really think that anyone's going to be concerned at all with any sort of gossip you may try to spread around about me?
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Are you trying to say that I'm some outcast? That everyone sees me as nothing but a moocher?
Yep.
Really?
So, like I said, I don't think the words of someone with a reputation as bad as yours will carry much weight at all, especially considering most of the mothers are your victims. Anyway, if you want to try and defame me, go ahead, make my day.
Hey!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to get back to, and we just cracked open our third bottle of Dom Perignon.
Wait, hold on. I can't pay a $4,000 bill. I left my wallet at home. Please, Julia, please, pay the bill for me.
The restaurant staff realized some time ago that Mary and her family were going to try and pull an eat and run, so they had already contacted the police, who cut them off when they tried to run out the door. Fortunately for her, though, she had a lifeline. She called her father-in-law, who came down to the restaurant and paid the bill for her. Unfortunately, however, someone was recording the whole incident inside the restaurant that day. They uploaded it to every social media website in existence, and it went viral around the globe. They tried to move out of town to escape from the constant snickers and jeers from their neighbors, but nearly everyone with a cell phone had seen the video of their antics, and their reputation followed them wherever they went. It's so bad that they are even having a hard time finding someone who'll hire them. Unemployed and homeless, Mary's 3 boys were all taken in by her father-in-law, who runs a karate school. The 3 of them all apologized to me for their mother's behavior before they transferred schools. Hopefully, Mary's father-in-law will raise them up to be proper men. As for Mary, well, I think it's a bit too late for her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.